When life's weight feels unmanageable, sometimes words alone don't seem to help. Stoicism, however, is more than words. It's a way to find calm in the eye of life's storms, offering tools to navigate through even the toughest days. Today, we're going to explore Stoic principles designed to help you handle life's lows with quiet strength. This isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about discovering ways to feel grounded, even when things are far from easy. Stay with me until the end, and you'll walk away with a practical Stoic technique to help you find steadiness when life feels overwhelming. When life feels overwhelming, it can be difficult to tell what's within our reach and what isn't. But what if understanding this could be the first step to finding peace? One of the most comforting principles of Stoicism is learning to distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. Epictetus, who endured his own share of hardship, taught that peace comes not from controlling every part of our lives, but from knowing where our influence begins and ends. He said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Imagine the relief that comes from accepting what you cannot change, from allowing yourself to let go of the need to manage every detail. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can shape, our reactions, our actions, our thoughts, while allowing the things outside our control to simply be. Depression can intensify the sense that everything is slipping away, that life is a river rushing by, and no matter how hard you try, you can't stop it. But this Stoic idea of focusing on your sphere of control gives you a grounding point, a steady place to stand in the current. Imagine finding that peace, not by fighting against every tide, but by becoming still within yourself, choosing where to place your energy and allowing the rest to flow around you. This gentle act of acceptance can ease the weight of depression, offering a way to manage the feeling of helplessness. When you feel overwhelmed, try this exercise. Take a sheet of paper and draw 2 circles, one for things within your control and another for those beyond it. Start with small, immediate things. For example, you can't control how others react, but you can control your response to them. Write down a few things in each circle, then set aside anything in the outside circle with a quiet acknowledgement that it doesn't need your energy. Let your focus rest on what's in your power, embracing the relief that comes from placing your energy where it truly matters. When emotions feel overwhelming, it can seem impossible to separate yourself from the intensity of what you're feeling. But what if, instead of trying to change the emotions, you could simply observe them from a place of quiet strength? In Stoicism, one of the most valuable teachings is the idea that we are not defined by our emotions. Marcus Aurelius, who often faced immense challenges, wrote, "Today I escaped anxiety," or "No, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." Marcus isn't saying he never felt anxious or fearful. He's reminding us that we have a choice to observe these emotions without letting them consume us. Depression can feel like an unending wave of emotions, where each new feeling pulls you deeper. Stoicism teaches that while we feel these waves, we don't have to drown in them. Observing emotions rather than clinging to them allows us to understand that feelings, like waves, eventually pass. Picture a stormy ocean with powerful waves crashing all around. While the waves represent your emotions, beneath them lies a deep, still ocean floor. Stoicism suggests that you can anchor yourself to that place of stillness beneath the storm. Emotions will come and go, but the stillness, the core of who you are, remains steady. This perspective doesn't mean denying how you feel. Rather, it allows you to honor your emotions without letting them define every part of you. In your most intense moments, take a few minutes to practice observing your feelings without reacting. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and picture each feeling as a passing wave, noting its color, its weight, and how it feels. Let it pass by without judgment. Try labeling each emotion as it comes. This is sadness, or this is frustration. The act of labeling helps you observe each feeling from a distance, allowing you to acknowledge it without becoming lost in it. With practice, this exercise can give you a sense of control over your emotional experience, reminding you that even in the depths, there is a part of you that remains calm. Depression can make you feel like your sense of self is slipping away, as if your worth is hidden behind a fog. But Stoicism shows us that self-worth is not something we lose. It's something that endures, even when we can't always see it. One of the most beautiful aspects of Stoic philosophy is its reminder that our worth isn't dependent on external circumstances or fleeting emotions. Seneca, who experienced his own share of trials, once said, "No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity." This isn't about denying misfortune, but about understanding that our value is unshaken by our hardest days. Depression often distorts our view of ourselves, whispering that we're only as good as we feel. Stoicism offers a different perspective. It reminds us that our worth is rooted in qualities that remain steady, even when emotions waver. Think of yourself as a mountain hidden by mist. Depression may create a fog, hiding your strength and goodness from view, but the mountain remains strong and unmoved beneath it. The Stoic perspective is that you are not defined by how visible your worth is to you or others. Your inherent value exists, unchanging, no matter what life's fog might obscure. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is found not in how we feel, but in who we choose to be, especially in moments when it's hardest to see our own light. To reconnect with your self-worth, choose one quality you know is part of your essence, whether it's compassion, resilience, or integrity. Write it on a small piece of paper, or keep it close in a journal. Each time depression casts a shadow of doubt, hold that reminder, grounding yourself in the truth of who you are. You might also try a simple affirmation. Even in the fog, I am strong. These small acts are a way of reinforcing your worth, helping you see that no matter how thick the fog gets, your core self remains solid and unbreakable. When life feels overwhelming, hope can seem like a distant light, flickering faintly on the horizon. But Stoicism teaches us that hope is not something we must find outside ourselves. It's something we can nurture, even in the smallest of ways. One of the most powerful ideas in Stoic philosophy is the belief that even obstacles can become part of our path forward. Marcus Aurelius, who faced many hardships in his role as emperor, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This concept speaks to a resilient form of hope, a hope that isn't reliant on things going well, but rather on our ability to find meaning and strength in adversity. Depression can make each day feel like an obstacle, but Stoicism teaches that by embracing each small step, we can create a sense of purpose, even on difficult days. Imagine hope as a tiny seed planted in dry soil. It may not sprout immediately, but with each act of resilience, each moment you choose to keep going, you're watering that seed, nurturing it until it eventually grows. Hope doesn't have to be a grand, unwavering force. Sometimes, it's just a quiet belief that tomorrow could hold something different. It's a reminder that each small effort, however insignificant it may seem, is a step toward a life that feels lighter and more fulfilling. To cultivate hope, try reflecting on a past challenge you've overcome, no matter how small it seems now. Write down one lesson or strength you gained from that experience, and keep it as a reminder that you've faced hardship before and emerged with new insight. When hope feels distant, take a moment to repeat to yourself, "I have faced darkness before, and I grew through it." This small affirmation can be like sunlight on that tiny seed of hope, nurturing it until it's ready to grow. When everything feels out of control, finding peace can seem impossible. But Stoicism offers a simple truth. Peace doesn't come from the absence of chaos, but from learning to be steady within it. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus often taught that freedom lies in focusing only on what we can control. He said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Depression often fills the mind with worries about the past or fears of the future, leaving the present moment feeling heavy and overwhelming. But Stoicism suggests that peace is available in the now, if we can gently return our focus to it, letting go of the burdens we carry from yesterday or tomorrow. Imagine a quiet lake at dawn. The water is still, reflecting the colors of the sunrise, undisturbed by the noises of the day that hasn't yet begun. Stoicism teaches us that we can find this calm within ourselves, a place to return to when the world around us feels chaotic. The goal isn't to silence every thought or emotion, but to create a space where we can observe them without being stirred by them, like the lake holding the sunrise's reflection in its still waters. To practice finding peace in the present, try this grounding exercise. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Focus on a simple sensation, like the warmth of your hands or the steady rhythm of your breath. Allow yourself to be in this moment, gently releasing thoughts of before and after. When your mind drifts, bring it back to that sensation. With regular practice, this exercise can become a small sanctuary for you, a place of calm that you can return to, even when everything else feels overwhelming. When life feels overwhelming, resilience can feel like a distant quality, something only other people have. But Stoicism teaches us that resilience is something we all possess. It just needs nurturing. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." These words remind us that resilience isn't about always feeling strong or capable. Instead, it's the gentle courage to keep going, even when each step feels heavy. Depression often makes life feel like an uphill journey, with no visible end. But Stoicism teaches that resilience is found in the smallest acts, even if that's simply deciding to face each new day. Just as a river shapes stone over time, each small act of strength gradually builds a deep, unshakable resilience. Imagine resilience as a young tree growing on the side of a windy hill. The wind bends and shapes it, but each gust makes the roots dig a little deeper, strengthening its foundation. Over time, this tree grows stronger, able to weather storms that once seemed overwhelming. In the same way, each day you face, each challenge you meet, is like deepening your roots, helping you grow resilient in ways you may not even see yet. To nurture resilience, try a practice of acknowledging your smallest victories. Each evening, take a moment to write down one thing you did that required effort. It could be as simple as getting out of bed or taking a walk. Remind yourself that each step, however small, is a sign of your inner strength. You might even say aloud, "Today, I showed resilience." With time, this practice reinforces the understanding that resilience is not about never struggling. It's about choosing to stand up, even in the smallest ways, each time life feels hard. When life feels overwhelming, it's natural to question why we have to endure such hardships. But Stoicism shows us that even our most painful moments can hold hidden insights, shaping us in ways we might not yet understand. Marcus Aurelius, who faced the weight of ruling an empire, wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." His words remind us that each experience we endure leaves a mark on who we are, like brushstrokes on a canvas, gradually creating a complete picture. Depression can make each day feel like a series of disconnected struggles, moments that seem to lead nowhere. But Stoicism suggests that there is meaning in each step, a purpose that shapes us, even in ways we can't see. Imagine your life as a piece of pottery in the hands of a potter. Each hardship, each struggle, is like the pressure of the potter's hands, shaping you into a stronger, more refined version of yourself. The clay must endure pressure, even the heat of the kiln, to become something durable and beautiful. In the same way, Stoicism teaches us that our struggles don't define us, but they can shape us, deepening our compassion and giving us strength we may not even realize we're building. To find meaning in difficult times, try reflecting on the ways past challenges have shaped you. Take a quiet moment to think of one lesson you've learned, or one quality that grew stronger from a past struggle. It might be resilience, patience, or a deeper understanding of others. Write it down as a reminder that, while pain isn't easy, it has a way of transforming us. These reflections can serve as a quiet affirmation that even the hardest days contribute to the person you're becoming. When everything feels heavy, gratitude might seem out of reach, but Stoicism teaches us that even in the darkest moments, finding small things to be grateful for can transform the way we see our lives, bringing warmth and light where it's needed most. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Depression can make it seem like there's nothing worth appreciating, that every good thing has faded away. But Stoicism encourages us to start small, to find moments of gratitude, even in the simplest things. A warm blanket, a kind word from a friend, or the strength to face another day. Gratitude isn't about denying the hard parts of life. It's about gently reminding ourselves that, even in difficulty, there is something worth cherishing. Imagine gratitude as a gentle campfire on a chilly night. At first, it's just a small spark, barely visible in the darkness. But as you add little moments of appreciation, it grows, bringing warmth and light that push back the cold. Stoicism teaches that by tending to this fire, even with small acts of gratitude, we create a steady source of comfort and resilience, something we can return to whenever life feels overwhelming. To cultivate gratitude, start with one small thing each day. At the end of the day, take a quiet moment to think of something that brought you a sense of comfort or warmth, no matter how small. Write it down: a smile from a stranger, a moment of peace, or even the fact that you made it through the day. Over time, these small notes become like lanterns, reminding you that there is light even in the darkest days. Thank you for being part of this journey through Stoicism. Remember, the resilience, peace, and gratitude you've discovered are always within you, ready to guide you through the hardest moments. As a final takeaway, here's a simple Stoic exercise to carry with you. Each night, take a few moments to reflect on one way you showed strength, one thing you're grateful for, and one hope for tomorrow. This practice can serve as a gentle guide, helping you find light and strength even when life feels overwhelming.